Hey everybody, so here we are for our week 5 wrap-up video and kind of going through what the discussion last week looked like, which was very good by the way, and then kind of what we have going on this week and really for the rest of the course. So in terms of the discussion, social media, one of those things that can be super awesome to use and very helpful to what many of you said too, can be highly distracting. And even on the flip side, it can cost people their jobs sometimes. And we've all known people that have been in those positions. So definitely something we have to be very very cautious with. But you guys were right. It can be so powerful. A number of you talked about how you really hadn't examined much in the way of social media, whether Twitter or Google Plus. So I'm definitely encouraged by you guys getting out there, trying it out, see what fits. I really like Twitter, and a couple of you hit on the same reason I like it. Is it's that I call it forced brevity, because Twitter doesn't allow you to go on for pages and pages and pages. Now you can link to something, but people have to get your point very quickly. You have 140 characters to allow me to determine if I'm interested or not. And if I am, then maybe I will click that link and go ahead. But if not, then I'm just going to kind of move on. So I like that you guys pointed out that style of Twitter. It's quick. You can scroll through in the evening, before you go to bed, just scroll through your Twitter feed, see what's going on. I use Twitter 100% professional. If you guys do go follow me at McCann1776, you will see, well, actually, it's what you won't see. You won't see pictures of my kids. You won't see what I had for lunch today, that kind of stuff. It's purely education, ed tech, administration stuff. So definitely what I use for that. Another thing with Twitter, I would definitely check out Twitter chats if you've never done that. One of the ones that's big here on Thursday nights is MoEdChat, hashtag MoEdChat. Really cool because they'll have a moderator on there. I got to be a guest moderator one time earlier this year. And basically that moderator will go through and ask questions, and then as teachers from all over the state, and actually a lot of other states, people have joined in, just going through questions in education. And it's where people can really talk about what are the pros and cons of standardized testing. Should we be having kids create content? Those kind of big questions. So definitely something you should look at. A lot of you talked about Google Plus too, and you guys connected the dots very well, because here we are in our Google Apps for Education schools where we're so heavily into Google. Why not use Google Plus? Why not open that up to teachers? Some even brought up opening up to students. What would that look like? Do we create the walled garden where our kids can only talk to kids in school and with teachers, or do we open it up more so? And I've told you guys before, with the social media thing, it's not going anywhere. So I think it's our job as educators to teach kids how to use it in a good, responsible way, because they're going to use it. This is the world they live in. It's the only world they've known. So I think if they can see us modeling it, and maybe they see your screen pop up on your smartboard and you have Google Plus pulled up, or Twitter, but what they see is they see nothing but education. They see things, you trying to become a better teacher. All of a sudden that might give them a different view of how we can use social media. So I think that's pretty cool. So a number of you talked about teachers pay teachers. So this is a funny one, because I will be 100% honest with you right now, because I feel like we're at that point in the class where I can be honest with you all. I am not a huge fan of teachers pay teachers. Now, before you just hit stop on the video and close me off and everything, it's not because there's not great things out there. Teachers have made amazing things on Teachers Pay Teachers and put them out there, and it's crazy some of the level of work people have put into that. My only thing with Teachers Pay Teachers is I feel like instead of teacherspayteachers.com, it should be teachers give stuff away to other teachers for free.com. I just think we're kind of in this together. And I think if we're constantly sharing what we know and giving what I'm good at, if I can give that to you guys and vice versa, then ultimately I think kids benefit from that. So that's my only thing with Teachers Pay Teachers that maybe I don't necessarily agree with, but that's okay. I know somebody did bring up too the idea of sometimes districts, if something's created on district hardware, district software, there can be some gray area as to who the actual owner of that is. So I was very impressed somebody brought that up. So just keep that in mind too when you're using Teachers Pay Teachers, especially if you're going to sell stuff on there. Just check with your central office on those things first, because that's a great point to bring up. But man, again, totally impressed with your guys' discussion. Every week, you guys do an awesome job, and you guys give some really deep thoughts. I mentioned way earlier in this course about my term of drive-by commenting. You guys don't do that at all. It's amazing. You guys get in there, bring up questions, what people have said. There's agreement, there's disagreement, but that just makes us stronger. So that's awesome. Okay, so coming up this week and things. So there's no really new projects. You guys have really you've gotten all the projects you're going to need to do. Now it's just a matter of getting them done. So the Google Tools project. If you haven't sent me your Google tool, send me that because that I think is due next week if I remember correctly. So make sure you send me your Google tool. And then the Diigo project, keep working on that. Remember, that's one of those that you just even when you're at work and you get a new website sent to you, bookmark it in Diigo, put some tags on it, you'll be good. So a lot of you might even be done with that one already. So keep that going. Your teacher webpage, keep building that. There were some questions regarding the Standard 6 reflection, and I'm hoping I can clarify those here. So that Standard 6 reflection, and I'm looking down at my notes here. If you've already taken EDUC 373, then you probably already have that done and you're good. Or if you're already a certified teacher, then you won't need to do that assignment. However, anybody else, if you're seeking certification or you haven't taken a course where you've done that kind of reflection on Standard 6 specifically, then you do need to write that reflection. So I hope that clarifies a little bit of that, because I know some people may have been confused as to thinking, oh, I've already done something like this. You may very well have done something like that. So again, keep up the great work. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. I am super excited about going through some of your Google Tools projects, because some of you picked some very specific Google tools, which I was pretty excited about seeing how you're going to use those. So keep up the great work, and thank you guys for making these discussions exciting for me to read.